anything and everything.
Do you ever wonder how to? Do you ever wonder why?
About anything and everything. Then Doris is your guide. Anything and everything will open your mind. Anything and everything with Doris. Anything and everything with Doris is online. Remember. Anything and everything with Doris.
This episode is brought to you by Affordable Creations. Hello, everyone. I hope your week was a good one. I once wrote an article on a sweet poison called aspartame, and it is truly toxic to our body. But aspartame is not the only sweet poison there is. There are so many sweeteners out there, and some are natural, some are artificial, but they are not safe for us. We understand the ones that are created in a lab, such as aspartame, Equal, Splenda, and so forth. They're quite harmful to our bodies, and we know that. They're clearly linked to diabetes, kidney disease, metabolic dysfunction, obesity, and so many more ailments. However, these are not our only enemies. We use these artificial sweeteners because we know that sugar is also not a good choice. But what we don't always realize is there are also corn-based sweeteners such as high fructose corn syrup in almost everything we have in our pantry. I was one of the many that never used artificial sweeteners because I knew it was worse than regular sugar. I also didn't like the aftertaste. I just didn't know how else to sweeten my food and beverages other than using cane sugar. However, I didn't realize how much fructose corn syrup I was taking in from other sources either. These corn-based sweeteners seem to be the top choice for manufacturers due to its low cost and high concentration, which is about 1.5 times that of cane sugar. So for companies that need a constant supply of sweetness, high fructose sweeteners are the way to go. Let's also not forget that corn crops are a principal GMO crop, with at least 92% of the nation's corn supply being genetically modified in order to withstand large doses of herbicide. Our American diet has changed drastically over the generations. We now have more toxic ingredients going into our bodies from food than any other generation before. Is it any wonder why we have more obesity, cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, diabetes, hypertension, fatty liver disease, and even cancer than we've ever had before? Just like a lot of people, I have an addiction to sugar. I also grew up in Louisiana, where sugar cane is one of our top products grown here. So I had no idea there were other choices available out there because they're not easy to find here. I would purchase most of my healthier choices from online retailers, something that wasn't available when I or my children were growing up. So I set out to find better choices for my husband and I, hoping to prevent future ailments. My husband already has been diagnosed with diabetes, and it runs in my family, so I really needed to find something better and fast. First, I want to clarify that I am not opposed to 100% to using sugar cane. It's important to note that there is a difference between granulated white sugar and raw cane sugar. Granulated white sugar is made from sugar cane or sugar beets and is the most refined and chemically processed sugar, making it the least beneficial. It has also been linked to gastrointestinal disorders. Raw cane sugar is not as processed or refined as the previous sugar. It is extracted from the sugarcane plant and retains some molasses and moisture from the plant. This means that you consume less sugar as well as less calories per serving. It has benefits such as anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidant properties, cholesterol-lowering abilities, but most of those are lost during the processing that it goes through. So if you must use cane sugar, go for the raw cane sugar instead. Here are a few other options that you can use that won't rot your teeth or cause weight gain. or create a blood sugar imbalance. Instead, they offer great health benefits. You never realize how much Mother Nature has you covered when you crave just a little sweetness. Stevia. Stevia is a natural substitute made from the leaves of the stevia plant. It contains 0 calories, 0 sugar, and is an affordable alternative. Its benefits include anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-diabetic, antihypertensive, and anti-cancer properties as well. Researchers declared the positive effects stevia has on metabolic conditions aggravated by excessive sugar consumption such as obesity, hypertension, and diabetes. It's also 300 times sweeter than sugar, so you use much less, and it's calorie-free. Imagine using a natural sweetener that reduces blood sugar and blood pressure, combats infections, and lowers the risk of diabetes. You can find it in liquid or crystallized sugar form. This is the best option I've found for diabetics. Then we have xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol derived from xylose found in birch bark. It only has 40% of the calories found in sugar. It's also low carb with only 1/4 compared to cane sugar. It has a glycemic rating of 13, which means xylitol is metabolized about 8 times slower than cane sugar. It's also metabolized independently of insulin in the gut. Therefore, xylitol is also a safer choice for diabetics, hypoglycemics, and sugar-sensitive people. Its other benefits include a reduction in candida, streptococcus mutans, ear and throat infections, reduction of cavities, and plaque buildup. Researchers are also suggesting that xylitol may increase bone strength and density. However, xylitol can have a laxative effect, so it is best to start out slowly with it. It is also toxic to dogs, so if this is a concern, this may not be for you. Xylitol can be made from corn, so look for non-GMO certified labels, or better yet, use the form derived from the birch tree. Raw honey. Now, raw honey has been identified as consisting of over 180 health-promoting substances, including antioxidative and anti-inflammatory properties. Pasteurized honey is heated to kill the potentially harmful bacteria, but it also kills the good bacteria. Raw honey contains helpful microorganisms that aid in digestion, making it a natural prebiotic. The phenolic compounds found in it play an important role to preventing cancer and reducing arterial blockages and lowering overall risk associated with cardiovascular disease. It's also great for soothing sore throats and coughs, relieving stress, and aiding getting better sleep. It is high in carbs and calories, and it is recommended that raw honey not be consumed by children under 2 or diabetics. Now, dates were never even on my radar as a substitute. Turns out that dates can be used as a paste or bought as a syrup. They have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and gastroprotective properties. Since they contain essential nutrients such as B6, copper, iron, potassium, manganese, and magnesium, they are considered a high-energy food source. Coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is made from the sap of the coconut tree and is mostly sucrose with potassium, magnesium, and prebiotic fiber. It is processed less than other sweeteners since the sap is essentially extracted and placed in the heat to dry. It is high in calories, so if you are counting calories, this is not for you. In my research, these two came up often, but I would use these in place of regular syrup for things such as pancakes and waffles. Maple syrup. In pure form, maple syrup goes through minimal processing. The only process, once the sap is extracted from the maple tree, is that it is brought to a boiling to evaporate any excess water and then filtered to take out the sediment. It contains calcium, potassium, zinc, and magnesium. Although it is pricey, this is my favorite go-to syrup. Blackstrap molasses is the end result of boiling sugar cane during the production of granulated cane sugar. Now, what makes this better than granulated cane sugar is that it contains more than a quarter of your daily supply of iron, magnesium, potassium, manganese, and B vitamins with much less sugar. It has high antioxidant content that has been recognized in cancer prevention during clinical studies. In 2011, a study showed that adding molasses to a high-fat diet had the effect of reducing body weight and body fat percentages due to decreased calorie absorption. It's rich in copper, iron, and calcium, giving molasses a vital role in maintaining healthy blood and bones. It's a great supplement for women at risk for osteoporosis, as well as a great alternative for nursing and pregnant women. These are some great alternatives for your sweet tooth, but remember that everything must be used in moderation for maintaining good health. To learn more about these healthier choices for substituting sugar, please check out the references below. And that's our show. Thanks for listening. And until we meet again, enjoy every day to its fullest. God bless. For comments or questions, you can reach us by email at yopi@post.com. Also, check us out on Twitter at Dorisi and our Facebook pages at Yopi Studio or Louisiana Entertainment Association. Anything and Everything with Doris is produced by Your Own Production Incorporated and comes out every week. So come on back and feel free to add us to your favorite RSS feed, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Pod, and our favorite, Podbean. All links are found in our show notes below.